Safe and his men did struggle quite a bit yesterday against Team 1. So I have to say, I have to agree with you. Bad News Bears taking Nuke has just made their life much more easier here. Safe pushing up solo all the way towards Fountain, and he's gonna find his death in the hands of Junior. Continuing his form with some of these openings he's been getting on Nuke, and he's gonna continue here in Overpass as well. And they're wasting no time. It's just a paiN train towards the A side.
Yeah, they're really picking up the pace. We saw this a lot on Nuke as well. They wanted to be ruthless, but they may be overstepping the mark. Rushing in too quickly. Bigazera quickly puts the headshot down range and gives paiN Gaming the advantage. Junior's taking a few shots here and there, but they're looking to try and force down the plant. They're not sure if any of these CTs are up close, though, so they're trying to draw them out into the open. Nekis miles away from the rest of his teammates, but they both close line and guillotine away onto Bad News Bears. Shakespeare last man standing, and if it wasn't PKL, Nekis was right behind him with the knife. paiN Gaming successful in the first round of Overpass.
That was an interesting round from Bad News Bears. Like you pointed out, sure, you get the opening pick. You're like, all right, you know, that's it could be a read that they probably know Safe likes playing aggressive, buys lonesome. But yeah, I think they got a little too ahead of themselves, just pushing out towards. They're obviously clearing out the angle towards Optimus, but they should have known that a rotation would already have taken place. And at that range, those P2Ks are obviously going to be much more impactful than the blocks. Can't take it away from paiN Gaming, though. Some very clean shots coming out from the Brazilians. And for the side of Bad News Bears, it's going to be pretty much a full eco. Just the one deagle in the hands of John G, and he will be immediately neutralized. And this one should be just a very clean round for paiN Gaming. I don't expect them to lose any weapons. And it should be easy farm. Money in the bank for Safe. Picks up 3. That's quite a lot of money, and that means we might be seeing the AWP come out to play very, very early on. PKL is going to finish up the remaining 2 members of Bad News Bears. And paiN Gaming, they've won all the pistol rounds.
They have, yeah. That's 3 out of 3. Absolutely spot on. And Safe did go for an early up on Nuke. That backfired horribly in the second round of CT, so he's not going to make that same mistake again. Sticks with the MP9s. 4 of them in total, so this really is a proper full-on bonus round in the key sense of the word. And if they can get success out of this, I think it puts them in a very good position. But keep in mind, they did start off Nuke at 5-0 to the good, and we know how that one ended up. So Bad News Bears now with 5 assault rifles in play, have every chance to steer the ship away from the rocks and perhaps get themselves back into this. Oh, that spray's on point. PKL lucky to survive, and he is the one for mass-wielding player, so I wonder if he does trade across to one of his teammates and bolster up their arsenal instead.
It is the, as I pointed out, it is the bonus round, the MP9, so they will be trying to play a little bit more up close and personal, and that is exactly what Safe's going to be doing. He's got pods out in the distance, no flashbang for him to pop and get the kill, but he doesn't need one, Vince. Sheikh Zilla, the AK-47, not able to do much, and they are duking it out at range, and it is going to be Junior able to take down Safe. He still knows there's a second player there, but he has been tagged under 40 HP, so he realizes that it's really not worth the fight, especially against the MP9. Smoke going to be used up by Hardzao to peel back towards the A side, but Junior's going to catch him on the retreat, and now it's a 4v3. However, 2 players there pushing up very aggressively, and John G seems to have the right read on this, Vince.
Yeah, he does. So far, Bad News Bears have always been in the right place at the right time, and these rifle rounds really have consistently swung in their favor. It's yet another one. Yes, the bonus round, so we can't look into it too much, and paiN Gaming will have a full buy, including an AWP. I have no reason to believe from 6,500 Safe won't pick that one up. But considering that they did concede the first player, it was looking a little bit grim for a few moments there. So well played for the Bears to get back into that round and get it done pretty convincingly in the end.
Now, though, it's going to be the real test for the side of Bad News Bears. Sure, they have the AKs, a couple of Galils as well from the previous round. But they have to contend against the AWP in the hands of Safe. Even in a losing effort, he was so very impactful with the AWP. Although not having a lights-out performance like Junior and John G had. But we all know what he can do. Early posturing by the CTs towards Fountain, and when they don't find anyone, they will be peeling back towards a much more safer angle. PKL playing towards a long position. Kind of aggressive stance from him. Safe with the sole defender right on the A side, but it looks like it is going to be kind of a late B hit coming in. Junior's going to be clearing out all the close angles. Jonji actually finding Nekkers. That's a huge find through Monster. Now the smoke's going to be coming in, but it's going to be a few seconds too late. And Jonji still looking to find another kill. He's tagged on Biggest-Era to 78 HP, and Big and Hearts are trying to upgrade his weapon, which he will do so. And he will reply back, finding Jonji, and that's a great trade for the side of paiN.
Excellent. Not letting this round get too far gone. Keeping Bad News Bears honest, but Shakespeare still on the banana, waiting and anticipating that maybe a flank could come into play. PKL watching behind that smoke, but this is all a ruse because the rest of Bad News Bears are about to explode onto the B side. This could work against PKL, but he actually holds his resolve, and Shakespeare shut down in the back. Only spotting one player up here on towards the bathrooms will allow paiN that little bit more confidence to stack the B side of the map. And with smokes and flashes coming down and a bunch of damage behind it, a 1-for-1 trade probably won't be good enough for the T's. They need more success. They need it quickly. Junior is the man for the job, executes the second player. Hard out though, clears out the site and deals accordingly as the frag comes back with 3 seconds. There's not enough time. Spongy can't get it done and can only save his own life in the process. paiN Gaming pick up a 3-1 lead.
That could have easily gone either way, Vince. That could have easily gone either way. Hard's out here, swapping his MP9 for the M4 from his fallen comrade. And Shakezilla, he walks into the smoke, and the player who took him down, he'd swapped away from his weapon. That was a free kill for Shakezilla if he opted to just check the angle, check the corner, which he doesn't, and he pays for it. And paiN Gaming, as you pointed out, because of the kill they find on Shakezilla, it allows him to stack 3 players on that B side. And despite the fact that Bad News Bears were able to find a couple of kills, they weren't expecting the third one. And once they ran out of time, round was done. The difference maker, another fun fact for Mr. Elliott. Jonji had half of his team's entries, and PKL had half of his team's entry deaths. He was the entry kill, some might say.
He was the one getting slaughtered so often, wasn't he? From Jonji, I think at one point you said that,
at Mini.
yeah, he was going to be haunting his nightmares. He was his nemesis for sure. We saw this probably 4 or 5 times off the top of my head that I can remember. It was very grim, but maybe this is a chance for PKL to get his own back. Listen, he started 5-1. He's had a much better start to things here on Overpass, so perhaps it's his time to shine, and Jonji's going to be swept aside.
Jonji, though, finding Biggest-Era. These shots through the smoke is ridiculous, and safe tucked into that corner. And he peeks out the moment Swisher turns his attention away from him. And PKL, I'm not sure what Jonji was up to there. I am a little curious as to what the play was. And look at safe, Vince. He's not stopping holding that W button. He's going to push on up, climbing up the ladder. So he's got their escape route taken care of. And that means they can stack 3 players towards that A side. Now, there is still the option for Bad News Bears to head from connected towards B side. But it looks like the play is going to be towards the A side, where there are 3 players lying in wait. And Junior, he's got a whole minute to try and save, but Safe, he hears him. And that AWP, it's going to be a free delivery for Safe. There we go. It's going to be a free kill. And an AWP picked up by the Star Opera for the side of paiN Gaming. So yeah, Bad News Bears, just the 1 round so far. And it does feel very similar to how Nuke started out. In fact, Nuke was a little bit worse. It was 5-0, but still, paiN Gaming looking pretty solid here on the defensive side.
They are, yeah. There's no getting around from that. They win the pistol. It's looking a bit shaky early on, went 2-1, but that first and only round the Bad News Bears picked up, keep in mind that was a bonus round win. So it's not as if they won against, paiN Gaming, who won a full rifle round. They basically cracked the code to a very aggressive bonus round that backfired for paiN Gaming. So this has been a really good start, and definitely if we're looking to go the distance in 3 maps, this is the kind of start you were looking for the South Americans.
A golden opportunity as well to get that 5th round, especially against the Deagles. Bad News Bears. It hasn't really been great for them so far. Oh, Shakezilla. He's done for, right? He should be taken down. There's a player lying in wait for him. Tucked in. Biggest-Era. Not going to show his hand, though. Good map control being taken by paiN Gaming here. And the one scary thing against pistols on Overpass is if you play too passively, there is a tendency that the the T side can kind of swarm the site, right? They can go for the contact play, and even if you might have a couple of defenders on a site, you have 5 deagles just rushing in at you, and things can fall apart. So the fact that they have so much information is huge, and Bigazera, perfect angle to find Sheikh Zula. He's got Nekis as well to ensure that he won't have to take this fight alone, and Bigazera just spinning around like a top of death is going to find a second kill on a John G, and this round's pretty much done. Not taking a single... Well, they do take some damage, but no one falls. And that's a clean round for paiN Gaming against the Deagles. But yet another buy going to be coming in for Bad News Bears. And I got to say, Vince, Vu said, you know, Overpass is a map that Bad News Bears, they love playing. They're very good on. And the stats show it as well. But so far on the T side, I really haven't seen much coming out from them.
That's very true. I don't think we've seen too many full, healthy rifle buys yet, though. Yes, we're into the 7th round, but it's been a bit more scrappier than fair. So let's see if there's any different looks or fresh takes from Bad News Bears to show us what they've really got up their sleeve. Still early days, and obviously, typically their CT side is really solid. So if they can get 5 or 6 rounds on this half, I think they'll be good to go. But yes, the early alarm bell's definitely ringing. The alert has been sprung. How do they react? Do they come out swinging, or do they retreat into their shells? There's no retreating for paiN. They're getting aggressive again, though, through on the short pipe. Bigazera, who had a very slow start over on Nuke, has really exploded, but it's been mainly shed. 3 of the 5 players have 6 frags between them right now, so they're really doing their best to all pull their own weight. Early on, though, Bad News Bears starting to get a little bit of Bathrooms presence, with John G moving in first. No one up close on either of his angles, so he'll be okay to take this for himself.
The early aggression towards pipes, as you pointed out early, Vince, that's going to allow paiN Gaming to keep 4 players on this A site. And Bad News Bears, they should have heard all the utility being used, but still, they look like they will be continuing on this trajectory towards the A site, as I pointed out right now. 4 players lie in wait. But as time ticks away, paiN Gaming is starting to feel a little paranoid. They're like, maybe it could be towards B site. So now just 3 players remain. A lot of noise being made by John G. The exit's going to be coming in. 26 seconds. They need to make a move now.
No, this is going to be clean as well. 1 for 1 is good enough for Bad News Bears, but what can they do behind it? Safe and Hard Zao, both at the back of the site. Safe springs into action. Sheikh Zula then packing Hard Zao, now clears out the angle, and there is Safe and Hard Zao again. Bad News Bears, they had their opportunities, but they're a bit too slow, and they got punished.
This is some great stuff from paiN Gaming. I want to highlight what they're doing, and they're doing it so well. Like that early push towards Monster, they did have like Bad News Bears did have Spongy. He was waiting outside Monster. You'd have heard all the utility being used. They used a Molotov to clear out the corner of that Monster area. They pushed in. They were using the flashbang, so he should have known that paiN Gaming, we're going to be taking control of pushing out towards Monster, gathering the information. And despite that, Bad News Bears, they went for the full commit towards the A site. And again, paiN Gaming, just a great hole coming in, not allowing Bad News Bears into the site. Safe being so good with the AWP, just a rock, a turret, the sniper rifle. And again, ably helped out by his teammates. And as you pointed out earlier, Vince, the kill spread is so good for the side of paiN Gaming. Nekis is the only one with 3 kills. Everyone else, it's 8, 7, and 6. And look at how deep PKL has pushed down Connector. He's got all the information in the world. Safe. He's going to be playing from Optimus. He's got backup in the form of his teammate playing from Bank. And once more, the hit's going to be coming in. However, as I pointed out earlier, Vince, if you allow the pistols onto the site, it can be very rough indeed. But Safe's able to find 2 kills, but he will finally fall to Spongy. And in a blink of an eye, it's all on Spongy in a 1 versus 4. And he is going to get just completely swamped from every angle. 7-1 for paiN Gaming. And they are looking clinical right now.
They are. I've been very impressed. I had my doubts, I had my suspicions and my nerves coming into this second map for everything that we've already discussed. But hey, kudos, credit to paiN. Taking no prisoners, ruthless, putting Bad News Bears to the sword, even giving up the site, but Safe coming through. And you said it in the first map as well. It's not like he had a bad performance by any stretch. He was still out there posting digits, but how many times have we seen Safe take over a first map, drop 15, 20 frags in the first half? Well, he's on track to do that right now. He's having so much impact with this AWP, and he's being supported. Speak of the man out aggressively now on balloons, looking to try and create another party for paiN and potentially get them to 8 rounds already. But Bad News Bears, More B-centered through connector, but there's the first pick. And Sheikh Zula goes 0-9. He's had no impact in this game in terms of fragging.
I hate to be the guy to say, but even I gotta say that the calling hasn't really been that great. It's not like paiN Gaming haven't given any cues as to what they're up to. Jonji is going to try and get up to one of his shenanigans, spotted out, jumping in PKL. Good enough to land a little bit of damage, but not enough to get the kill. But this time, it's a bit of a switch up. Bad news bears. They got the skills towards the near the A side, but instead it's going to be a hit coming in towards B, where once more 3 players lie in wait. And you know why? Because there's a flank taking place, and Hards are from behind. The Tech9 comes out though, and with him getting taken down now, with 40 seconds on the clock, Bad News Bears, they know that a jig is up. They know that paiN Gaming are lying in wait, but considering how deep one of the players is pushed in, they want to continue on his trajectory and get the bomb down on towards B.
Oh, that's so rough for Nekis. He was Molotov'd out, forced out low, goes back into the volley and gets finished off. But now Spongy, he's decided he wants to try and take this round for himself, gets peeked out from heaven, and the timing could not have been sweeter for Hard Zhao. The closest round that Bad News Bears have had for quite some time, but it still goes against them.
It looked like the aggression coming out from paiN would finally get punished, and it did get punished, but I feel like the fact that Bad News Bears had a player who just pushed in towards the grills area, they're like, it's fine. They know where we're coming in from, but doesn't matter. Let's just go for the commit. And unfortunately for them, yeah, it just doesn't quite pan out. Biggest error with a nice 2K. And so we have yet another fact. Sharpshooter. Jonji has had more ADR than paiN's bottom 2 combined on Nuke. Well, that's not the case here in Overpass, Vince.
No, how the tables are turned. And just to give you a shout of how much ADR that was 114.3.
Jesus.
The 2 players that he bested were PKL and Bigger Zero. So excellent start there from Elliot. Just goes to show how impactful he was. I said before at the end of that first map, yes, Junior is going to have a lot of the highlight moments, and obviously he had a lot of presence with his AWP. But actually, Jonji had 30 more ADR than Junior had in that game.
It was also entering, right? I think it went 8 and 3 on entries or something ridiculous. Well, meanwhile, Hard Zhao, he's having a hell of a time towards Connector. Although, he just sticks around a little too long. Gives a free AK-47, which can be tossed with Sheikh Zula or Spongy, because they do have the armor to work with. Instead, it's going to be Junior wielding the AK. He's like, well, I got the kill, so I'm going to wield the AK. See what he does with this. They should know where both the players are. Safe. Safe as an... I've never been a fan of combat opening. There are a few players who can pull it off. Someone like, Simple or JW back in his heyday. But and if you look at modern Counter-Strike, most players don't really opt for it, right? They play a much more textbook approach to the AWP. But Safe kind of just makes it work.
Yeah, he does. And I think it's also as PKL is going to get found out by Sheikh Zula, which does give them a chance here. But of course, it's Safe. Mr. Dependable. You know what you're getting with him every single game. He actually dropped 21 frags, by the way, in that first map. Was only bested by Jonji. Sheikh Zula maybe gets the upper hand on him. And in a 1v2, maybe there's a chance. However, he's down to 14 HP, so we'll get back to that in a moment. The molly down, actually doing more harm than good for Sheikh Zula. I believe he threw that one, so he wanted to get the bomb and just walks into Nekis instead. But I think one of the reasons why Safe gets away with it so much as well, Blair, is that paiN are all positioning themselves around him to allow him to really come to life. They're facilitating this combat style of AWPing. The worst thing that can happen is a combat style AWPer gets up close and then suddenly their flanks are completely vulnerable and they get shut down from 3 angles. You'll see that the team always play around Safe to make sure he has the best chance at succeeding.
Absolutely. Just the way they set him up, right? And I feel like, yeah, it's not like in certain teams we see, the star AWPer is a hard carry and has to do everything by his lonesome. It's not necessarily the case here for the side of Safe. A lot of credit has to be given to the entire team as a whole, as you very correctly pointed out. For Bad News Bears, Vince, I believe the alarm bells have rung at least a few rounds back. They need to string a few rounds here together because this is looking rough. They just started the flames. The smoke was too late, Vince. And Swisher and Jonji combined, taking more than 100 points of damage. And again, look at the aggression from the A-side players. PKL once again sneaking in from behind. He's getting so much information. Safe is going to be just holding the angle to its connector, so they know it's going to be a B hit. And the 3 players once more lying in wait.
Yeah, this is looking so grim, isn't it? Hardzao with 10 kills to his name, 114 ADR up on the barrels. There is a gap in that smoke, but now the smoke is starting to dwindle. He's worried about a boost coming up. Nekis off angle, getting aggressive. Shut down in the back, but Shake Zula goes the same way. Spongy makes sure that it's not going to be a complete run away from paiN, and it's keeping them honest, but it's all about that flank now. As you touched on before, they've got players behind them. They can choke you in and make this claustrophobic, but both Spongy and Junior are up to the task. Safe with 13 kills has given his position away. Oh, that flick to Spongy is a thing of beauty, and he's not been punished either by Junior. They're up close with one another. The HP advantage in favor of the Brazilian, and maybe his USP can finish this round off, and it does. He takes down Junior and gets 10, and Bad News Bears will be devastated they let that round slip.
Cold as ice, Vince. He had an AWP. 1v2, bomb planted. That first flick onto the head, just like a pixel shot, and then he just toys with Junior. Just toys with Junior. Okay, this was such a sick shot on the Spongy, and this is just tosses the AWP, trying to take that Junior just by just throwing the AWP at his face, but in the end, the USP comes out on top. He's feeling confident, Vince, and that is a very scary proposition if you go to map number 3, which will be on Ancient. Safe coming alive in this fashion is never a good sign. Whoever their opposition is, PKL finding Spongy early on as well, and things are going from bad to worse for the side of Bad News Bears. They're just finding no respite.
The way that paiN have been out-positioning, out-maneuvering, and now never allowing the T's to get comfortable or dictate the pace of these rounds is honestly fantastic. And it's one of the reasons Overpass is such a great map to watch. Teams like paiN can exploit that to the utmost. This is more what I was expecting to see on Nuke, to be honest. It never felt like they really got out of first or second gear. And now on Overpass, we're seeing what paiN truly have in store. Nekis behind the barrels, just staying alive. Trying to draw out some grenades perhaps, but he goes back in and gets doused down. However, he's done his job. John G gets his second entry. But still, Bad News Bears are arms length away from paiN Gaming, trailing by a player with a flank in position. And although Safe did get crossed and did get finished off by Swisher, there's still PKL and Hardzao in this 2v2.
Still a lot of time to work with for PKL and Hardzao though. Hardzao 12 and 4. They got kits. They have a smoke as well, but no flashes, no utility to flush out the 2 CTs. Sorry, the 2 Ts defending the bomb. Junior's going to find PKL now. It's going to be Hardzao, but this time the clutch won't go the way of paiN Gaming. Bad News Bears, they find a very, very hard-fought second round, Vince. Is it going to be enough, though? I don't know. But the one thing which might go their way is the past few rounds, even though paiN were able to continue their string of rounds, they did hemorrhage a lot of players, a lot of weaponry. So if you look at the buy they have here, the purchase, it's not ideal at all, considering the scoreline is 10 and 2. So a Deagle, a FAMAS, an MP9, the M4 and the AWP in the hands of Big Azera and Safe, that's all they have to work with. So weaponry-wise, Bad News Bears definitely have the advantage. And if they can win this round, they break the money, and there's a real possibility they can potentially get 5 rounds here in the first half.
Yeah, there certainly is. That was always a position that would give them an opportunity, but the FAMASes have another thing to say about it. 2 kills from Hardzao out of nowhere. Swisher desperately wants to try and make amends and revenge for his fallen teammates, but instead nearly overextends and gets fragged. He's also getting burnt down as well to 15, and there's PKL with the other FAMAS holding it down before Junior point blank range puts him out of his misery. Now paiN Gaming have the advantage, and just when he thought Bad News Bears were going to get back into this game, they've been pushed away again, and Safe with the angle that was never going to miss from has now put Junior in an almost impossible situation.
And look at Safe. Look at him just scurrying away, repositioning himself, and Junior will not be expecting this, right? He cannot be expecting Safe's position. He's so smart. He is so damn good. Completely outplays Junior, and I said that was an opportunity for them to break the economy. That was the opportunity for them to get to at least guarantee round number 4. Instead, it is going to be paiN who are just gonna continue to torture Bad News Bears. They've broken their money now. And yeah, that little bit of respite they found by getting that 1 round, breaking the streak, it's still not going to lead to much. Once more, it's going to be the pistols, a little bit of utility. And I know Overpass, high-level Overpass at least, Vince, it's, you know, it is kind of CD-sided because of how many tactical options are available for the CD side, but you still need to have at least some cushion to work with. And for Bad News Bears, 2-3 rounds, even if they get all 4, I don't think it'll be enough.
PKL is in a bit of trouble here. Out in position, that's been found out. So maybe that 4 rounds can come up, but Safe decides, well, at the very least, you're going to be taking some casualties upon pushing to the A site, and Hard Zal behind the truck. Clears out John G, dusts off the cobweb. Safe wants to try and deny the bomb plant, and deals the fatal damage to Swisher, who actually didn't have the bombs. That's maybe a bit of a reprieve for Bad News Bears, and because they've been so aggressive, there's still a minute left, but they've lost their second player. Junior in yet another 1 versus 3, and although Big Azera and Hardzao are both tagged, these positions are so difficult to clear out. He's got an AWP to contend with first, and paiN Gaming are playing near enough flawless Counter-Strike.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is, yeah, this is grim. This is super grim for Bad News Bears. I guess this has pretty much caught everyone by surprise. It's caught me by surprise, considering paiN's Overpass yesterday, where it looked very, very shoddy at times. And then the fact that Bad News Bears, you know, they really like this map. As Vu said, very proudly proclaimed it's an NA map. Well, it looks like that's not going to be the case here. paiN Gaming are playing such a good CD side. Not just individually, just the variation, the way they're taking control of Monster. Again, look at this round. Look at this round, Vince. Like round number 15, they have pushed in pretty deep towards Monster to have so much information to work with. PKL maybe getting a little too overeager there, but they have so much information gained. Look at Nekiz's position. He's going to be walking out from Monster, so they can now allocate the remaining defenders towards the A side. However, they've lost a couple of players now. Player advantage of Bad News Bears, the best chance I've had in quite a while to ensure they get around cleanly. And they desperately need it. They need at least 3 rounds, and even then, it might not be enough.
Well, especially when you consider that out of 3 pistol rounds, paiN Gaming have won all 3. So you'd be thinking, well, that pistol round is so important if they can pick up this third. Well, paiN Gaming's success rate has been 100% today. That is a bit of a concern as well. Bad News Bears really having to battle against all of the probabilities here, and they're not even done yet in this half. They're not guaranteed a 3rd round. That kill to Nekis, though, certainly spikes the odds in their favor, but they're still eyeing up this A hit. In fact, maybe a fake. Smoke goes up over towards the dumpster, but no Junior actually comes back again as there are players pushing through, but it's isolated, segregating from one another. Hard Zauser wasn't anticipating that Jonji would be a little bit behind his teammate on that peak, and that actually does more harm than good for him and paiN Gaming's prospects of clutching this round. Big Azeru's had a really good game in his own right. Flash to the face. Has to try and clutch out this 1-on-3, and that's the AWP from Junior. So at least Bad News Bears end the half with 3. But make no mistake, coming into this second half, they're in trouble.
ground. Oh, it's like it will fill the air around. Oh, not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Burning dreams take me back to you. In the night when I heard your call. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones.
Coming into our second half, paiN Gaming's pistol round success has been 100%. 3 played, 3 won. And quite simply put, if they go 4 in a row, that may be GG for our second map, and we're heading to Ancient. Let's see if Bad News Bears can break that streak though, Blair.
Well, they're gonna definitely need it. And I know Vooz thinks pistol rounds are pure 50-50, but it's not been 50-50 so far. paiN Gaming, they've won every one of them, like you pointed out. So if they can continue the streak, like you said, it is going to be a done affair. Jonji does spot out a player. Nate, however, is going to be a little too preemptive and a little too early there. Safe, knowing that he's been spotted out, not really sticking around to take any damage from that. A very slower approach coming out of here from paiN Gaming. It's a complete opposite of what we saw from Bad News Bears. And I feel like if Bad News Bears, they go back to the, you know, when they watch a demo of this game later on, when they're just doing like, when they're just doing their homework, so to speak, I feel like they're going to be seeing so many opportunities they had and so many flaws in how they were like, I feel like too one-dimensional in approach. They seem to be committed to a side very, very early on in the rounds, allowing paiN Gaming just poke and prod towards A, towards B, and get all the information they needed to stack the bomb site. So definitely something good to change up, but that's later on. Right now, they need to defend this site, and Junior is going to be caught out by Hards Out in mid-air. Jonji using his flashbang a little early, but he is being afforded some backup in the form of his teammates charging in. Sheikh Zula in this one just running in like a madman, and Nekis finds Jonji, and they all fall like flies. Vince, it's going to be 4-4 pistol rounds for the side of paiN Gaming, and I have to say, this could be never mind. Swisher, the 1v5, 3 taps, and now a 1v2. This is doable. There's a kit on the side as well. He knows where one player is. He's tagged on PKL at 12 HP. If he finds Big Azera, this could be massive, but he's unaware of Big Azera's possession. What an attempt from Swisher. But in the end, it was not to be. A little too much of a tall ask for the man, but he gave it his all. He gave it his all.
We couldn't have asked for any more from Swisher, honestly. Like, these last 2 kills here are just ridiculous. Just both one-tap, just laser beams to the forehead. Unfortunately, though, even though he got PKL pretty low in the bank area, he had no idea where that 5th player was. That was the ace up the sleeve. We were talking about the importance of this pistol round, although Swisher goes down on his sword, and heroically so. When you look at the score, it paints a very grey picture indeed. A 10-round lead with paiN Gaming on assault rifles, but Junior with the deagle point blank range executes Nekis and lives to tell the tale.
I still don't think it's going to be enough, Vince. It just 10 rounds separate them. Safe, perfect read on where Junior's going to be repositioning himself. Jonji, like Jack in the Box, just pops his head and pops PKL's head. And Big Azera on 33 HP as well. This is, well, they're going to make me eat my words. This is very doable, very winnable for Bad News Bears. They've also retrieved the Galil. Oh, safe. Great flashbang, but I don't think CSGO spotted him out. That can allow him to slowly walk into the side and at least open things up. 2 CTs, make that 3 lion wait, and the execute's going to be coming in from paiN.
It's coming in, but CSGO did get the first point of call. Goes down to the hands of Safe, a player that you highlighted to watch out for. And maybe this round can still go the way of paiN yet. Spongy with his Desert Eagle getting 1. And Jonji making sure that Spongy's life was not lost in vain. Safe down against Jonji. 20 seconds to play with. Smoke affords him the luxury of the full-on plant, but the timing works against him, and he still takes off the head of Jonji. paiN Gaming is steamrolling to the finish line.
Safe is inhuman, man. He wasn't even looking at him. He wasn't even looking at him, and Jonji, the timing works out for him. He knew exactly where Safe was, and yet it doesn't pan out. And it just kind of, it's a little unfortunate for the side of Bad News Bears events. They had a perfect flash along, right? Safe was blinded, and CSGO, he goes for the jumping peek, try to spot him out, but Safe, he just tucks into the corner right in the nick of time. Because if CSGO had spotted him out, that would have been the jig being up. They would have known exactly where he was. Junior with a nice little flick. Of course, the force buy going to be coming in here for Bad News Bears. They have no option, and Jonji and Junior opening things up. This could, if they win this round, this could force paiN to go for the eco, meaning Bad News Bears could potentially at least get to round number 5 here. And Jonji's feeling it. He wants more. Being whittled down to 2 HP, and Hardzow's going to finish off the job, but still it's a 4v2.
Ooh, Junior misses out on that second shot, takes a lot of damage, but has winged Hardzow and takes the head of PKL. As is so often the case, he misses the easier shots, then just lands the really difficult one. Point blank. Nicely done by Junior. Has given at least Bad News Bears something to crack maybe half a smile at, because as soon as they find themselves getting happy, they have to focus back on that scoreline and things get brought back down to earth. However, at least it isn't the case that they're eyeing up straight up defeat here. Their win on Nuke affords them safe passage to a 3rd map should they concede this map, as it's looking likely. And Hardzow's making sure they don't get their hands on any of these AK-47s. He is down to 28 HP, so he knows that he is not long for this world. Mac 10 maybe allows him to farm out a couple of more dollars and cents here and there. Second AK has now been disposed of. Doing the janitorial duties here, Hardzow. And he'll be faced off any second now. So he's done a really good job. They're now going to find out no assault rifles available for them. Even jumping up, they can't get that one. So well played, Hardzow.
Hardzow, the janitor, just cleaning up everything. It's like, yep. No freebies for you guys. For B&B. Call for attack timeout. Have we seen incredible comebacks on the CD side of Overpass, Vince? Of course we have. But, I don't know, I just feel like paiN seem to be in a whole different streak altogether. paiN have lost their last 4 in Overpass. I mean, it makes sense, right? You just throw your mind back to our desk and how they mentioned that this should be Bad News Bears taking the map. This should be a clean 2-0 after they took Nuke, but yeah, they just reversed everything. And I feel like it's 2 things. The first half, it was paiN Gaming playing some very good heads-up Counter-Strike, being very proactive on the CD side, poking and prodding for information. But at the same time, Bad News Bears, that was a very deflating T side. They just didn't seem to have too many plans in play. They were just, one-dimensional in their approach, and they got punished for it. But 14-4, Vince, and that is a chonky nade. Over 150 points of damage, 148 points of damage to be very precise. And considering it is a forced buy from paiN Gaming, it's a good opportunity for Bad News Bears to get around number 5.
It's money well spent. Unconfirmable damage, though.
True.
So Bad News Bears still have to tread lightly, especially considering everything that's up against them. But this is a chance, it's a slight bit of sunlight through the door crack. That can be maybe opened a little bit more with every round that they can string together. More damage inflicted. Now 4 of the 5 around that half HP mark, but Swisher gets 2 before he's traded out. And paiN Gaming making a real round out of this after all.
The scout though, Vince. Just any tags on any part of the body of Big Azera and PKL, and they're going to be down for the count. But, as you pointed out, these are unconfirmed damage. They do have these 2 smokes and a flashbang to try and neutralize Junior's position. He's alone. He is alone. They seem to be very certain this nade could find someone, though. Junior, oh, so close on landing that tag onto PKL. Actually, no, yeah, it was PKL, but he will miss it. And with the smokes blooming, that will give paiN the opportunity to get the bomb down. PKL trying to be cheeky, but Junior's going to hold his line. Scoped in, gets the kill, and now the 2v3 retake. They have the kits, they have a couple of smokes as well. This is not going to be easy for paiN Gaming to defend.
Absolutely not. One straight bullet, big as errors are gone. It's going to have to come down to hard down. Now, he does have an AK in his hands, and he's on 21 kills. Let's not remind you how good this guy is. He could clutch this still. Damage inflicted. Hard Zao looking for the lineup, but Spongy able to take the brunt of the damage. Ooh. There should be enough time for the defusers. They do have kits. And although it's close, Bad News Bears do confirm the round. The problem is they lose 3 players to their economy. Yes, they can get enough for a full purchase, but it leaves them very little in the bank should they concede this round.
They however, didn't really go for a hard purchase, right? I do believe since they weren't able to upgrade their weapons to the rifle, to the AK-47s, which were tossed away earlier by the last surviving member of paiN Gaming. So they kind of stuck with their SMGs for the majority of the players. But yeah, as you pointed out, with this purchase, considering again you have to buy all the utility and everything, and you lost 3 players, it's a must-win round. Of course, against the pistols, this should be much easier, but it's also about trying to keep as many players alive as possible. Junior needs to be careful, and he will find hard Zao. Just down at 54 HP. He does have backup in the form of John G as well towards bathrooms, and now he's going to be shifting his focus towards long, where he spots out the player, and Junior's feeling very adventurous. What a shot on the neck is. But he will finally fall in Big Azera. Oh, he tried, Vince. He tried to toss it away. But Bad News Bear, they weathered a storm in the bathrooms area. The AWP will be salvaged as well. And you get to round number 6 for paiN Gaming. The buy is going to be coming in. They just need 2 rounds, Vince. 2 rounds. But can they do it? T-side overpass, it can get a bit suffocating at times. Sometimes you just don't seem to get an entry, like we saw Bad News Bears, the way Bad News Bears struggled on their T-side. So you really still cannot count out the North Americans.
Yeah, and a lot of that was facilitated by a lot of early and consistent CT aggression. So Bad News Bears, maybe on their CT side, are going to be freeing themselves up. The thing is, it's harder to do that when you know that just 2 rounds away from defeat. Easier when you have a fresh slate ahead of you to really build off. So far, not too much aggression out of this round at least. We saw some perfectly placed utility in this very position with a molly on top of a HE that burnt down 2 players nearly into their grave. So good grenades used. 2 players already feeling worse for wear. Make that 3. These nades are on point. Heat Seekers. 3 players at about 50 HP already, and Bad News Bears looking pretty good in the early stages of this round.
Yeah, great damage being dealt. Very, very similar to what we saw a couple of rounds back. Exactly 150 points, more than that actually, damage dealt by the nades. And with that, paiN Gaming gonna fade away from the B side, it looks like. PKL trying to sell a bit of a ruse here. Trying to keep the defenders on that B side, and it actually might work out, Vince. Junior's alone on the A. Now he's got the AWP, we know he's capable. 1v4, make it a 1v5 because everyone's grouping up together for the side of paiN Gaming. The exit is going to be coming in. Smokes, flashes, and a Molotov as well, but Junior's going to make first contact. He finds one. He's looking for more, waiting for the flashes to pop. He's completely blinded. Backup has arrived, the nick of time, and Junior, he wants to do everything by his lonesome. Perfect flashbang as well. Completely blind safe. And Junior, he's missing nothing. It's all in Big Azera, and Junior with a clinical 4K. He might have been quiet in the first half, Vince, but he has come alive here in the second half. 23 kills for the man, and he's trying to replicate what Safe did to them in that first half.
Yeah, this is precisely what we were talking about before when we said the Bad News Bears, their CT side is a fortress. It is so, so strong. But are they going to give themselves enough of a chance to actually build their way into this map? And if they keep getting opportunities like that, softening up their targets and paiN moving in with 10, 15 seconds to go, we saw on Nuke how much Bad News Bears will punish that. They will not give that away. They started on their CT side on Nuke at 5-0 down and still ended up winning the half. So Junior kicking things off with yet another kill, 24 now posted up. And this is where I get a little bit worried for Safe in particular. A lot of his kills on the CT side came off the back of being able to position with his teammates around him to facilitate those peaks. When you're on the T side and you have to be a lot more snappy and those positions, those opportunities won't be as forthcoming, is he going to have the same level of impact? Because if he falls off, paiN could still be in trouble.
So we're going to say that Hardzao is the contingency plan for the side of paiN. More than capable. Carrying his team with the rifle. Junior, though, once again will be tested. This time it's going to be the weaker weaponry. And they have no utility events. They're just going to be having to go for the contact play, hoping to just use the numbers advantage, but there are 3 CTs lying in with a lot. They're not going to be expecting 2 players towards long, right? They're going to be expecting, but once they make contact with Junior, they're like, there has to be someone towards Optimus, but no, there are 2 players towards long, and it's going to be Jonji and Sheikh Zula. And they're just going to be walking into the blender.
Yeah, this feels like it's going to get messy really quick, doesn't it? There's the first. Junior, as he said, is just not missing right now. One shot does go narrowly awry, and Hardzao makes the most of it. There's strength in numbers, outmanned, outgunned, and outpositioned. Bad News Bears get an 8th, but here come paiN again with AKs and a full buy. Safe can also get an AWP if he chooses. Be curious to see what his choice is. I think if he goes for an AK, that could suggest that we're going to have an aggressive round here, but no, he gets dropped the AWP from Hardzao, and it will be as we expected.
I'd like to see the oh, they don't have any nades. I feel like Bad News Bears have been trying to go for the sandbag peek time and time again, and ooh, a failed Molotov. And they're going to peek off that. That's risky. Jonji realizes the Molotov the incendiary rather hasn't landed, so he's going to be falling back real quickly. So early control of Fountain being wrested here by paiN Gaming. They've left the C4 all the way towards the T-Cons area. And taking this one very safe, playing it very passively. But I like how Bad News Bears haven't just turtled up on the sides, right? They tried to go for the aggressive stance, they didn't find any pick, but Junior with the AWP flashback is good, but the timing on that click is perfection. He finds one, and he fades away. Now, that leaves Jonji all by his lonesome inside the bathrooms, Vince. Can he find one?
That's all he really needs to do is get 1 kill, and that will be enough, but he doesn't. He falls, he stumbles, he face plants, and it's biggezera that pushes him over with the AK. And so for all the work that Junior did for that first pick, getting 27 kills on the board, it has been nullified. What we do know, though, is paiN struggled to get across the finish line yesterday against Team 1. They had multiple chances, and they threw those rounds away. They threw their opportunities into the wind. 30 seconds, and Bad News Bears actually rotating off A towards B. That leaves Junior alone.
They still haven't made a move yet, Vince. 20 seconds. paiN Gaming, I mean, you need to make a move now. They have a Molotov, 2 smokes and a flash. Instead, they're going to be going for the contact play. And Junior, a rare miss. Safe knows exactly where he is. They go just jumping around the corner. biggezera finds the headshot onto Junior. And now it is going to be a 4v3. Now, Hardzao and biggezera are the walking wounded, Vince. But with the bomb down and a man advantage, this is not going to be easy for Bad News Bears.
Not easy at all. PKL with a spray. Oh, he misses. He shot down the middle. He got greedy and snatched at both and instead got nothing. And paiN Gaming have suddenly let this advantage slip away. Hardzao with 7 HP cannot stop this defuse. It's not planted for him and he wants to hold on to the AK. That is so brutal. But here's another stat to bring up, Blair. Yesterday against Team 1 on Overpass, paiN had 6 opportunities to take it to overtime bare minimum, and they lost the last 6 rounds in a row for Team 1 to win 16-14. That was last night on this map, and this happened multiple times in that best of 3. They have been struggling to get across the finish line, and we're in familiar territory again here.
I don't want to see that whiff spray again. That hurt me. That hurt my soul. They didn't know where he was, Vince. They had no clue. And even if he got 1 kill, that would have made it easy. He didn't get a single one, Vince. That's... Oh, that's nuts, but it's going to be a faster hit coming in here towards that B site. A different Swisher. Good for one. Spongy on top of the site. He's going to find a second kill as well. They're just feeding Spongy, and it's still another player on that site if needs be. Junior's going to reply by finding Safe, and Shakespeare, he finally shows himself, but he's not going to get the kill. Instead, finds himself headless. And PKL now 1v2. Can he redeem himself? Bomb dropped on the site. Spongy hunting for him. Junior's dropped into the site as well. PKL, this is doable. This is winnable. But he has been spotted out. 5 HP, and Spongy will finish off the job. Spongy, just a turret on the B side. I like to switch it from paiN Gaming, Vince. It wasn't much closer round than we've seen so far, apart from the previous round, of course. But 14 and 10? It was 14 and 4. And Bad News Bears have hit double digits. I really thought this was done. I thought we were going to Ancient, but looks like Bad News Bears have other plans.
Yeah, you weren't the only one. I was right there alongside with you as well. That is so brutal. And again, paiN will be looking back to that previous performance yesterday against Team 1. They'll be thinking, oh God, please not again. 98% of the time, 14-3 on Overpass T side ends in a win in regulation. Makes perfect sense, because we were painting this picture. It is an incredibly difficult one to bounce back from. Not impossible, but highly unlikely. And especially a team of paiN Gaming's caliber, you expect them to get across the finish line. They can still do it, Blair. Almost speaking like this is already done. They still have a 4-round advantage, and if Bad News Bears make one mistake, that could be it. But the fact that this is even getting close in itself is crazy.
It is. Oh, they're going to go for the nade stack. But this is the one time, Vince, that no one's there in front of the sandbags trying to gather information. So it's going to be Swisher. Oh my lord, up close. He's got to find one, and Safe takes down Tardsau. That's an unfortunate TK, but Safe able to redeem himself with a nice clean headshot onto Spongy. Rifles have been retrieved as well. They have the AK in hands of Big Azera, and Safe with the M4. Now, the bomb getting retrieved as well allows them more options available for them to try and maybe find another pick, maybe head back towards the A side. So they have a lot of time to work with. They have the C4, they have the weaponry. They do have just the one solitary flashbang in hands of Safe, though, so that's a bit unfortunate. And for the side of Bad News Bears, despite 2 players on that B side, they have not completely relinquished control of A. Junior is perched inside of Bank with an AWP of his, and he has been almost unstoppable with the AWP so far. The last few rounds has just been Junior just flexing on the Brazilians. Flashbang will be used, and that should be the tell that it is going to be a hit coming in towards A.
Junior has the cross. If they don't smoke this off, he very well could pick this one up. And his position, you can see how passive he is, because they're almost playing for a retake. Effectively, what they want to do here is, okay, you want to get the bomb plant, you can have it, but then we'll give ourselves an advantage. And they force him away with 2 players pushing down. They don't have much time left either, but in comes Jonji, and he's dealt with accordingly from Big Azera. Maybe getting a bit too antsy, going in for that full plant. Junior takes off the head of Big Azera, though, and now Safe is going to try and do it with the M4. He had so much success with the AWP in the first half, but Sheikh Zulet says no. Bad News Bear get their 11th and 8th round in a row.
The fact that, look, here's the thing. The rounds aren't, most of the rounds that these guys are winning, the Bad News Bears are winning, aren't even close, Vince. So even in this round, even though it came down to a 1v2 at the end, paiN Gaming, they're like, yeah, we took away 3 guns from Bad News Bears. Doesn't matter. Look at the amount of money they still have in the bag. Look at the weaponry they have. Look at the buy they have. And Junior now 1 away from dropping a 30 bomb. If they pull off this comeback, that's just nuts from Bad News Bears. It just goes to show about how they've matured as a team, the mentality, but also it does raise a few questions for me. And you've been pointing out time and time again as well. Yesterday against Team 1, how many opportunities did they have to close out the game in a much more convincing fashion? They just seem to struggle to close things out, which is never a good sign. Never a good sign, as the buy is going to be coming in again. No AWP for Safe, though. You could have bought it if you wanted to, but it looks like they want to go for a little bit more of an aggressive play by the looks of things. Sheikh Zula being tagged down to 16 points of health. With that, he's going to be playing a much more safer angle towards Graffiti. They're telegraphing this hit, but there's still a player towards bathrooms. This could all be a ruse, Vince.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to draw out as many grenades as possible, which has been successful so far. There's very little utility left for Bad News Bears. 1 smoke, 2 flashes. With 45 seconds and control being given across to the T's on A, they've got 2 kills. This was always the nightmare situation for Bad News Bears, that you battle back for so long. You get so many good rounds, and 1 round you misread, you misposition, and you are punished. And suddenly paiN Gaming looking good to have 4 map points of their own.
They cracked a puzzle. And the one... Oh no. They're going to walk past each other, Vince. Save gets the kill. He's going to be taken down here by Swisher, but that's going to be so gutting for Spongy. Of course, money's not the problem for Bad News Bears. They have more than enough money to go for a full-fledged purchase. Even Junior can purchase the AWP for himself. But for all the rounds where they just completely rotate towards one side, they never did that, Vince. They've never gone for that rotation where they just completely left the site. And the one time to do it, that's where paiN Gaming, they pounced. They seem to have cracked the puzzle, finally stopped the streak. It was 14-4. Bad News Bears strong 7 in a row until finally paiN Gaming put a stop to it. But they still need to close it out. They still need to find another round, and that's why they're going to be calling for attack timeout. But Bad News Bears, though, Vince, 4 in a row. Can they do it? This comeback has been quite magnificent, but for it all to go in vain would be just a kick in the nuts.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a real slap to the face, and especially if they were to concede this after such a valiant sort of battle back, how much mental energy has this taken out of them for Ancient? Sometimes I remember talking to Natu about this quite a while back, obviously a guy that has been there and done it multiple times over, and he says he'd rather get battered like 16-3 than fight back into a game and make it 16-14 and then lose. True. Because you feel like you've expended so much energy for basically nothing.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is a sentiment that's been echoed by a lot of ex-professional players. People who are much more better in the server than you and I are, Ben. So I'm gonna believe them, and I have to agree, it can be gutting, but also at the same time, there's always a flip side, right? It could also give them the belief that, like, listen, guys, we were down, we lost both the pistols, we were down 14-4, and yet we came back. I think it was 14-3 at one point. Yet we managed to bounce back and make it competitive. So we can easily make it work on map number 3. So it depends on the mentality, I feel like, and at least from what I've seen so far from Bad News Bears, they seem to have that resiliency, which is quite lacking in a lot of teams, actually. Not just in like an NA, but even if you look like tier 2 EU, like, you see certain teams just kind of capitulate when the going gets a little tough. So I do want to still believe in them. Right now, Junior, they're slowly sneaking up on him, Vince. And even if he finds one, it looks like he might just be traded here. He's getting surrounded. They know where he likes playing from. And yes, he's good for one, but Hardzao immediately finds a trade. And that's the danger man taken out of the equation. He drops the 30 bomb, but it's going to be in vain.
Donji behind the smoke. But therein lays the difference between how safe was being played in and how Junior is. And a kill through the smoke. They knew they were going to go for some kind of desperation play up close behind that smoke. Now Sheikh Zula has to try and weather this by himself. Peeks out and there is safe. It's looking good for paiN to get across the finish line. Finally, there will be no choking today. paiN Gaming get it done 16-11.